A single robot just redefined the future, and the world wasn't ready. The use of the word new in a title instantly signals to viewers that something fresh, innovative, and worth paying attention to has arrived. Audiences on platforms like YouTube are often scanning quickly, looking for the latest breakthrough or invention that makes them feel they are among the first to discover it. When the word new appears, it creates urgency and excitement, almost like an invitation to witness the unveiling of something the world hasn't yet experienced. In the context of technology, particularly robotics and artificial intelligence, the idea of new carries even more weight because people associate it with cutting-edge research, futuristic developments, and the potential to reshape how humans interact with machines. The human mind is wired to crave novelty, and by highlighting new, the title taps into that psychological trigger, making viewers far more likely to click compared to titles that sound ordinary or outdated. Another subtle effect of using the word new is that it positions the video as part of a fast-moving, forward-looking conversation. Viewers do not want to feel left behind when it comes to big technological leaps, and framing something as new assures them they are getting the most up-to-date information. This can increase trust because the audience assumes they are learning about the very latest release rather than something already old or obsolete. For a robotics brand like Unitree, which thrives on innovation and product launches, this framing also strengthens their authority, making the audience think of them as pioneers pushing the boundaries of what machines can do. The freshness implied by the word also builds anticipation, suggesting that the content will reveal unseen features, dramatic demonstrations, or an evolution beyond what has been done before beyond its surface appeal. The word new carries an element of mystery because it doesn't reveal what specifically is different, forcing the viewer to click and find out. It can mean new design, new ability, or even a new category altogether, but the ambiguity is part of what draws people in. By leaving space for curiosity while promising innovation, the term works as a psychological magnet. In a saturated content space, simply emphasizing new can be the deciding factor that makes one video stand out from dozens of others on the same topic. The phrase anti-gravity instantly captures attention because it touches on something that feels almost impossible according to the laws of physics people have grown up believing in. Gravity is one of the most fundamental forces of nature, and the idea of defying it carries a strong sense of science fiction becoming reality. By placing anti-gravity in a title, the impression is created that a machine or robot has reached a level of advancement that breaks the rules of nature, suggesting futuristic power and extraordinary design. This kind of phrasing plays directly into human curiosity, as it makes viewers wonder how such a feat could be achieved and whether they are about to witness a technological revolution. The imagination immediately jumps to images of hovering machines, flying robots, or innovations once thought only possible in movies, and this curiosity often pushes viewers to click. In addition to curiosity, the term also creates an emotional reaction because people associate anti-gravity with liberation and freedom. The ability to escape the pull of gravity symbolizes rising above limitations, and a robot that can do this seems superior and almost otherworldly. This perception makes the technology feel like a breakthrough that could change industries such as transportation, construction, or even space exploration. The simple use of the term sets the stage for viewers to think about endless possibilities and revolutionary applications, even if the reality is more modest. The emotional weight carried by anti-gravity helps transform an ordinary product demo into a spectacle that feels larger than life. Another reason anti-gravity works so effectively in titles is because it creates a sense of exclusivity. People believe they are witnessing a secret advancement, something not yet widely available to the public, which gives them the feeling of being ahead of the curve. In an online environment filled with repetitive or generic content, this kind of unique phrasing signals rarity, making the audience less likely to scroll past it. Even if the actual technology is based on advanced balance systems or clever engineering rather than true defiance of physics, the buzzword itself is enough to spark intrigue and position the content as futuristic, bold, and unforgettable. When artificial intelligence and robotics are combined in a single phrase, it creates a powerful magnet for attention because these are two of the most exciting and fast-moving fields of technology. Artificial intelligence suggests intelligence, decision-making, and autonomy, while robotics brings to mind physical capability, movement, real-world interaction. When the two are paired together, Audiences immediately imagine machines that are not only capable of performing tasks, but also able to think, learn, and adapt in ways similar to humans. This duality captures the imagination because it goes beyond the idea of robots as simple program tools and instead hints at creations that could act independently, solve problems, and even outsmart human limitations. The combination appeals both to curiosity and to a sense of wonder about the future, making it extremely effective in drawing in viewers. Another reason the pairing is so compelling is that people associate AI with invisible power and robotics with visible power. Artificial intelligence often works behind the scenes in data analysis or digital systems, but when it is placed into a robot, that hidden capability suddenly has a physical body that audiences can see in action. Watching a machine demonstrate balance, movement, or problem solving on its own is much more engaging than hearing about software algorithms because the technology becomes tangible. This blend of intelligence and embodiment fuels the sense that humanity is moving closer to the science fiction dream of living alongside machines that think and act independently. It stirs both excitement and unease, which are emotions that keep viewers hooked. The union of AI and robotics also suggests limitless possibilities for the future, and this sense of potential is a strong driver of attention. People wonder whether these machines will replace human labor, assist in dangerous environments, or evolve into companions and protectors. By including both AI and robot in the same title, the content creator hints at innovation that could transform society on multiple levels. Even if the demonstration is simple, the framing allows viewers to project their own ideas of what the future might hold, making the video appear more valuable and groundbreaking than if either term were used on its own. Mentioning a known brand like Unitree in a title creates a layer of authority and credibility that a generic phrase could never achieve. Audiences who are already familiar with robotics recognize the name immediately and associate it with innovation, quality, and futuristic machines. For those who may not know the brand, the presence of a proper noun still signals professionalism and seriousness, because it shows that the technology is tied to a real company rather than an unverified claim. This adds trust and makes viewers more confident that they will see something legitimate rather than a misleading concept or a fictional prototype. In a digital space crowded with exaggerated claims and clickbait, anchoring a bold phrase such as anti-gravity robot to a respected name gives the title strength and credibility. The use of Unitree also activates curiosity because the company is already known for creating robots that perform impressive stunts, balance in extraordinary ways, and push the limits of engineering. When audiences see a familiar brand mentioned, they immediately expect a new leap forward that matches or surpasses what has been done before. This sets a higher level of anticipation, as people know the company has a track record of surprising the world with viral demonstrations. Including the brand creates an emotional connection for fans of technology, almost like following the next chapter in an ongoing story. Each new release feels like part of a larger evolution, and audiences want to witness it in real time. Another layer of effectiveness is that the brand name makes the innovation feel more accessible and closer to reality. When futuristic terms like anti-gravity are attached to a concrete brand rather than just a vague description, people are more likely to believe it exists and is functional. It shifts the perception from science fiction to practical advancement because a real company is presenting it to the world. By grounding the extraordinary claim with a recognizable name, the content creator bridges the gap between imagination and reality, making the video both believable and irresistible to watch. The phrase "shocks the world" works as a powerful emotional hook because it suggests that the event or technology being presented is not just interesting, but extraordinary enough to capture global attention. Viewers are drawn to content that feels monumental, something that others are already reacting to with surprise or amazement. By framing it as a global shock, the title elevates the subject from a simple product showcase to an event of historic significance. This exaggeration of impact makes the viewer feel as if they cannot afford to miss out, because if the world is already being stunned by it, they too should be part of the conversation. The phrase triggers the natural fear of being left out of something important, and that sense of urgency drives clicks. At the same time, "shocks the world" stirs curiosity about what exactly could be so groundbreaking. People begin asking themselves questions before even opening the video. How can a single robot or piece of technology shock an entire world? What does it do that has never been done before? This mental puzzle is what makes the phrase so effective. Instead of revealing details, it withholds them, forcing the viewer to seek answers by watching. It is a psychological strategy that turns vague language into intrigue, using mystery as a tool to spark engagement. Even if the audience suspects exaggeration, the promise of surprise and amazement is enough to pull them in. Because humans are naturally drawn to shocking events, another reason this phrase is effective is that it carries drama and emotional intensity. In the fast-paced world of online content, dry or neutral language often gets ignored, but anything that suggests drama stands out. Shocks the World paints the picture of a breakthrough so powerful that it shakes the foundation of what people believe is possible. It transforms a robot launch into a spectacle with global consequences. This creates an atmosphere of anticipation, making the video feel more like breaking news than just another tech update. By suggesting a collective reaction from the entire world, the title also gives viewers the sense that they are part of a larger moment in history, which enhances the appeal and makes them more likely to engage